Okay, I'm going to start the fur boot, the pair to this one. And basically what I've done so far is I've cut out my lining. I did the body of the boot and the toe piece. I've cut out a piece of the same fabric so I can line my inner base. And I've taken it and I've made my little clip of 1/4 of an inch on the top piece, and now I'm going to sew this across. You don't have to top stitch your lining because you're not going to see it anyway, and I didn't top stitch anything on this boot. Okay, so let me go ahead and make that seam. I'm sewing 1/4 of an inch. If it puckers, don't worry about it because nobody's going to see it. And basically you're just using this lining as a method of having a finish around your fur. Okay, so there's my lining for the boot. Okay, so now I'm going to get my pattern out and I'm going to get my fur. And I'm going to make sure I'm going with the nap. Okay, so one of the nice things, one of the good things is if you have one of these lint rollers handy around the house, it's good to have because when you cut this fur, all of the little hairs get absolutely everywhere, so it's good to have a roller handy so you can just roll the fur up that comes loose. So let me decide. I'm going to cut my pieces. I'm going to need 3 pieces to get across my pattern, and it's still not going to be wide enough, so I'm going to try and make my seams as small as possible. But I don't want to waste too much of this fur, so I'm just going to take that and make my cut. And then my next one. And then my other one. Okay. So now I can try and get rid of some of this fur. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is I'm going to take my 3 pieces that I just cut, and I'm going to try and line them up as far as color goes. See if I can get some kind of even coloring going on. And that looks good just like that. Okay, so this will be 1, 2, 3. Okay, so I'm going to take this piece and I'm going to go like this. See how my grains are both going down? And I'm just going to pin that. You can tuck your fur in if you want to. You don't really have to, but you can. So you're just putting your 2 pieces together. Okay, so now I'm going to sew. I'm going to try and, I would normally sew 1/4 of an inch, but I'm going to try and go down to about 1/8. A little bit bigger than 1/8. But that's only because I'm piecing this fabric together. If I didn't have to piece it, I wouldn't be doing this. I think I just had my bobbin mess up on that. I did. What happened? I lost my thread. Is it the bobbin? No, bobbin's fine. Okay, let me rewind real quick. Rewire here. Must have hit the needle or something. Okay, let's try it again. Let's do it from this side. Because I was going against the grain. I don't think that had anything to do with it, but we'll see. Okay, let's try it. I think it's working fine now. So I got two pieces together. And that looks okay. Let's do number 3. With grain, with grain, with grain. Same thing, I'm going to go just shy of 1/2 of an inch. Just shy of 1/4. Okay, got my 3 pieces together. Okay, because I am blending these pieces together, I'm going to try and brush out the fur. Because I've got my seams down here, so I want to brush that fur out and blend that so you don't see that seam. And these bristles will actually get into that seam of sewing and pull that fur right out. Just like you're dealing with eyelash fur. And it'll just blend it all together. Okay? Okay, so now I know I have enough to go around my doll, but I still have to, I missed that. I missed that. Let me re-sew that. Huh. bobbin's getting very little, and every time my bobbin gets low, it tends to jam up on me. Okay, let me cut these off. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take one of my permanent magic markers. This is a Sharpie. I'm going to take my pattern, and I'm going to make sure my grain's going down. I'm going to put my pattern on top of here, and I'm going to cut out the pattern. See how I'm short here and I'm short on the other side? That's how the other boot was too, so I was able to compensate because I had that extra 1/4 of an inch turn in for this seam anyway, so the boot still fit even though I'm only using 3 across, so it was okay. Alright, so I'm going to put my pattern on here, and I'm going to line up my center with the middle of this center piece. There's so much fur on these boots, you don't have to be exact. Just get as close as you can. So I'm going to go back up to the top on this one. Okay, so I'm going to take my marquee, my Sharpie, and I'm going to draw in my center cut. You don't have to do that, it just makes it easier to cut out instead of trying to cut it out with the pattern. Okay, so I'm just going to follow the edging of my pattern. Now if I was using a whole piece on this, I wouldn't have to be doing any of this. I would just cut it out normal. But because I'm piecing this fur together, I'm going to have to go through all of this. Okay, I'm going to try and cut this with this piece already on there. Okay, been cut. Okay, so there is that. That was that other piece from before when I messed it up. Seam. Okay, alright, so now I've got my body piece on the boot, and I'm going to have to cut out my I'm going to have to sew 2 more pieces together for my toe piece. So that piece that okay, I'll come back and do the toe piece, and then I'll put the boot together for you.